Hi everybody, welcome to your second reading lesson for the week. So we're going to be talking about, again, main topic and nonfiction text. We're going to be learning about sharks today like we talked about, and we're going to be comparing the sharks to the dolphins text that we read. We're going to go over some of your sight words, we're going to do some comprehension, some bossy R things, and work on those text features, and then I'll give you your assignments for the day and you'll be done, all right? So for your morning work, you've got a couple things that you're going to be doing. You are going to be first deciding what letter this picture starts with. Then you're going to draw the number that you see here into the 10 frame. Then you're going to sound out this word, decide if it's real or pretend. Then you're going to come over here and you're going to read the sentence and put the word that fits best into the sentence. Then you're going to go over here. You're going to sound out the word that matches what they're pointing to. This is a man, so you're going to write the word man here. The next one, you're going to tell me what season I can most use sunscreen in, so spring, summer, fall, or winter. Then the next one, you're going to finish the sentence with your correct punctuation. So it says, will they come? So do you need a period, question mark, or exclamation? The next one, you're going to do an addition equation to match the circles you see on the screen. And then for the next one, you're going to tell me what this is a picture of. Is it a grass or a shoe? And then the last one, you're going to subtract the amount of white beans from the amount of black beans to get your answer. So I'm going to go ahead and have you pause the video and go ahead and do that now. Okay, so you should have went ahead and done that. So we're going to go ahead and we're actually going to move this down a little bit. I'm actually going to go over it with you really quickly for what you should have answered for your particular morning work on your paper. So you should have had P for popcorn. This is a 0, so you should have drawn nothing in your 10 frame. The next one is the word des, and that is not a real word. That's a nonsense word, so you should have put an X for that one. This one says 11 is blank than 15, 11 is more than 15, or 11 is less than 15. You should have marked less than 15 because 11 is not as much, it's less. The next one, you should have written the word man, M-A-N. The next one, you should have marked that the season we use sunscreen the most in is summer. And then for this one, you should have marked at the end that it needed a question mark because it's asking a question of will they come? Like, are they coming? Will they come? That's a question. The next one, you're going to be doing an addition equation. So you're going to be doing counting how many there are and adding it to the next one. So here you had 5, so you should have put 5. And then the next one, you should have added 1. So it should have been 5 plus 1, which equals 6. Then for the next one, you had a picture of a shoe. So you should have marked shoe for this one. And then the last one, you should have done 1 white bean minus 1 black bean. And that should have been 0. Okay? All right, so moving on, we're going to move to our next section. This one is going to be one you're going to do independently really quickly on your own, but I am going to read it to you one time and read the questions to you. So this is also a nonfiction comprehension text that has factual information in it that you're going to be asked questions about below. So make sure you're listening carefully as I'm reading, and then when you go to reread it, make sure that you read it and answer the questions correctly on a piece of paper, okay? So the title is macaws, and macaws are a type of bird that look like this. So they're very, very colorful, very pretty birds that you can mostly find in the rainforest. So let's read a little bit more about macaws. Macaws. Macaws are birds. They are part of the parrot family. Macaws have long beaks, and they live in tall trees that are in forests. So that is the comprehension passage. So if you need to read it again to understand what was being said or to get the information into your brain, you can do that now. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say the questions so that you can answer them. So I'm just going to say them, and then when I'm done, you can pause the video and read through and answer them, okay? So number 1 says, what do macaws have? Little beaks, long beaks, or short beaks? So you would choose your answer for that one. Number 2 says, where do macaws live? In forests, in the sea, or in deserts? Number 3 says, are macaws parrots? Yes or no? Number 4 says, are all macaws the same? Yes or no? And then the last one says to draw a red macaw on your paper. So what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to go ahead and pause the video. You're going to read it again and then answer all the questions, and then I'll tell you the answers when you come back. All right, so you should have gone through and you should have read it and you should have answered all the questions. So I'm going to reread it one more time and then I'm going to answer the questions for you. So macaws. Macaws are birds and they are part of the parrot family. Macaws have long beaks and they live in tall trees in forests. There are different kinds of macaws. So the question number 1 says, what do macaws have? You should have gone back in the text and seen that it says macaws have long beaks. So you should have marked long beaks for this one. Okay. Number 2, where do macaws live? Macaws live in tall trees that are in the forest. So you should have marked in the forest. The next one says, are macaws parrots? And it says in the text, they are a part of the parrot family. So you should have marked yes for this one. The next one says, are all macaws the same? And under the caption, it says that there are different kinds of macaws, so you should have marked no. And then on your last one, you should have drawn a picture of a red macaw, which is right here in the picture, so you should be able to see that, okay? All right, your next one is just practicing with your sight words. So I'm just going to remind you, these are 3D dice. You can roll them around and land on a certain number. So if you do choose to do it on the PowerPoint, make sure that you do it to where you are on that certain number whenever you land on it, and it's not like sideways or anything like that. So remember, you roll, and then whatever number you land on, that's the sight word you have to say, and then your job is to get to all the way to the finish line, okay? So I'm not going to do that one with you because this is more of a I want you to do it with your family or your siblings kind of game, okay? All right, so very quickly, we're going to go over Bossy R. So what Bossy R does is when it comes next to a vowel, it is going to shout and howl and only say its sound of or R, and it's going to make the vowel say nothing. So this is a new game that you can practice with, but it's kind of similar to the other Bossy R game that we've had on our PowerPoint in the fact that you roll the dice and then you land on a certain word, okay? So for this one, you're going to roll the dice by doing that. And then you would land on a number. So let's say I land on 4. I'm at start and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to sound out the word. Remembering that Bossy R makes that vowel say nothing. So it says heard. Okay? All right. So that's kind of how it works is you land on it and you're going to say the word. Now you do have some that are different that make you do certain things. So for example, this one is an arrow. And what it does is if you land on this, it has you say this word. Let me see. Let me make sure that I'm saying that right. Hold on. Yeah, if you land on a space with an arrow, go back 2 spaces. So on this space in particular, you're going to go back 2 spaces. So if you land on this one, you have to say this word and then you go back 2 spaces. Same thing here. You're going to say the word and go back 2 spaces. All right. And then for this one, it also says go back 2 spaces. So if you land on this one, it's back 2 spaces. Okay. So, yeah, that's all. And I think that was it for let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, no. All right. I think we're good. So that's how you do the directions for that one. And the splash one just means that you, if you land on this one, that means that you get to go all the way back to finish line, okay? So then you're done with the game. So send me some pictures if you guys are doing the game at home. If you print it out, you can definitely do that, or you can do it on the PowerPoint, okay? All right, so like I said, our goals for the lesson today are going to be about main topic, nonfiction text. They're going to be about making connections to things and then comparing 2 different types of text. So we're going to compare and contrast the dolphin stories today with the things that we read about the sharks that we're going to read about the sharks today, okay? So that's kind of our goals for today. So like I said, our theme for this week is learning about dolphins versus sharks and how they're the same and how they're different. So we're going to compare those in our class kick today, and we're going to talk about it a little bit today. All right, so this is our informational text that we're going to read today. We already read a National Geographic book about dolphins, so they're already going to be in a similar format because they're made by the same company, so they'll have sort of similar layout of the book. So that's one thing that's going to be a compare because it's going to be the same. So while we're reading through, make sure that you are looking for those text features such as headings, diagrams, labels, bold words, and captions. I don't think there's any diagrams in this book either, but you can still look for headings and labels and bold words and captions. And I'm going to stop throughout to kind of prompt you on that as well. So just make sure you're paying attention as we're going through, okay? So let me go ahead and switch over to our book. All right, so Sharks by Anne Schreiber. And this is a book that you can also take an AR test on. So make sure that if you do read through it and you want to take the AR test, that you know the author's name because you need that. So it's Sharks by Anne Schreiber. And there's our table of contents. It tells us where to find everything on what page. All right, chomp chomp. What is quick? What is quiet? What has 5 rows of teeth? What glides through the water? Chomp! It is a shark. Sharks live in all of Earth's oceans. They have been here for a long time. Sharks were here even before dinosaurs. This one is an oceanic white-tip shark. So that is a caption there telling us what that is. All right. A shark is a fish, but a shark is not like other fish. Sharks do not have bones. They have soft cartilage instead. Cartilage helps the sharks to twist and turn. Cartilage helps the sharks to move and bend. So they're talking about this thing called cartilage, which is what their bodies are mostly made out of. So it's not actually bone, it's a soft cartilage. So what I want you to do is I want you to touch your ear right here at the top. And I want you to bend your ear like this. You feel that? That's cartilage. So that's what a shark's body is entirely made out of, is kind of like soft tissue kind of thing, but a little bit sturdier than that. So a shark is completely made out of cartilage, and the cartilage helps them to twist and turn for whatever way they need to go. So we've got some labels here. And it says, if a shark loses a tooth, a new one moves forward to take its place. Shark tail fins are larger on top, and this helps them to move through the water better. And this shark in particular is a hammerhead shark. Shark pups. Shark babies are called pups. Some pups grow inside their mothers, and other pups hatch from their eggs. Lemon shark pups grow inside their mothers, and the lemon shark mother goes to shallow water to give birth. The pups stay near the shallow water until they are grown. And here we've got some more labels just pointing some things out on some captions. So this is a lemon shark. This is also a lemon shark, but this is a lemon shark pup. And then this one says these fish are called remoras, and they hang around the sharks and they eat their leftovers. So whatever the sharks don't eat, those little fish will hang around the sharks and they will eat whatever they don't eat. All right. Swell shark pups hatch from eggs. The mother sharks lay the eggs in hard cases, and people call the cases a mermaid's purse. So this is what a swell shark pup looks like in this picture right here. And then you can kind of see his head poking out a little bit. And then this case that's around them is something that protects them from predators when the mom is away. So the mom lays that purse, sort of lays the egg in that hard case so that the other animals can't eat it when she's away. And here you can see we've got a little label that says mermaid's purse, because that's what they call this smooth looking case that they are in, is called a mermaid's purse. And then here we've got a little caption that says a pup coming out of its egg case, and then it's labeling that it is a swell shark. Swell shark mothers lay up to 5 egg cases at a time. In 9 months, the swell shark pups are born. Pups grow up. When shark pups grow up, they are awesome predators. They have many ways to sense their prey. Did you know that a shark can smell blood from miles away? It can smell 1 drop of blood in 25 million drops of ocean. Wow. And it's got a little label here that says nurse shark. And then we also have a heading here. So your heading, remember, is kind of like your title of your page. It gives you a description of what we're talking about on the page. So this one says pups grow up, and they're talking about how pups grow up. All right. Sharks can see better than humans can. Even in deep, dark water, a shark can see its prey. Sharks take a test bite of prey before they eat it. Their taste buds tell them if the prey is fat enough to eat. So we've got a picture of a great white shark here that's eating some of its prey. What big teeth you have. There's another heading for you and another label here. Sand tiger shark. Sharks have many rows of teeth. They are always losing some teeth. They are always growing new teeth. A shark uses up more than 10,000 teeth in its life. Let's see. Different sharks have different teeth. Their teeth are perfect for what they eat. Long and spiky teeth are for catching. Flat teeth are for grinding. Serrated teeth, with the edges on there, are for ripping. Wow, prehistoric sharks had really big teeth, up to 6 inches. Good thing these guys are extinct, and that's a megalodon tooth. The megalodon is a prehistoric shark. Scientists made a life-size model of the megalodon's jaw and put in the teeth that they have found. You can imagine how big the shark must have been. Probably a big shark, right? All right, imagine this. A giant shark is gliding through the water. A swimmer is nearby. The shark gets closer. It is huge. It opens its giant mouth and sucks in a big mouthful of water. The swimmer is fine. The shark is a whale shark. Whale sharks are the biggest sharks, but they have tiny teeth. They eat tiny animals called plankton. There's your caption of whale shark there. Blue ribbon sharks. There are about 375 different types of sharks. The hammerhead is the weirdest shark because he has a head shaped like a giant hammer. Its wide head is great for hunting. Creepiest, the great white shark. When a great white bites its prey, its eyes roll back into its head, and this protects its eyes from getting hurt. Fastest, the mako shark. The mako is the fastest shark, and it can swim up to 20 miles per hour. Makos leap clear out of the water to catch their prey. Smallest, the spined pygmy shark. The spined pygmy shark is about 8 inches long. It has a glow-in-the-dark belly. Now you see them. Some sharks glow in the dark. Do you see something shiny in the water? Watch out, that tiny lantern shark is covered with glow-in-the-dark slime. The lantern shark is a deep-sea shark. Many deep-sea animals glow. Scientists think that glowing might help predators to attack prey. Now you don't. Most sharks are hard to see. They have a dark back from above. They blend in with the water. They have a white belly from below so that they blend in with the sky. Some sharks have special ways to hide. Wobbegong sharks have colors like the sea floor. Their mouths have parts that look like seaweed. Fish swim into their mouth, but they can't get out. So it's kind of hard to see because he blends in with the reef so much. But this right here, this is the head of the wobbegong shark. This is his fins, and that's the back where his tail is right here. So this is the wobbegong shark. All right, shark attack. One day, Bethany Hamilton went surfing, and suddenly a tiger shark attacked. It tugged her as she held onto her surfboard, and it took a bite out of her surfboard. It also took Bethany's left arm. After the attack, Bethany wanted to keep surfing. She is not afraid to go in the water because she knows that shark attacks are very rare. Bethany says, one thing hasn't changed, and that's how I feel when I am riding a wave. So I know, like, sometimes we hear about shark attacks on, like, the news and stuff like that, but they're actually a lot more uncommon and a lot more rare than you think that they are. They actually don't happen a whole lot. So that's something to think about, like, as you're going to the beach and stuff, to not be so scared of it, because shark attacks happen very rarely. All right, people attack. Shark attacks are scary and terrible. Sharks can be a danger to people, but people are a bigger danger to sharks. Millions of sharks die in nets that set to catch other fish. Others are killed on purpose. Many types of sharks may become extinct. Sharks have been on the earth for millions of years. Sharks and people need to learn to share the sea. All right, so that is the end of our book here. So we'll click finish and we'll go back to our presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and go over some of the text features with you really quickly, because you're going to see some of these in your lesson, and then I'm going to give you your assignments for the day, okay? So this first one, this one says shark pups, and it's in big letters, and it's above a paragraph. So this is a heading because it's going to tell us a little bit more about what we're learning about that's on the paragraph. So this one says shark pups, so we know we're going to be learning about shark pups. So that's your heading there. All right, what text feature is pictured here? Well, this word is a little bit darker than the rest. It looks like a vocab word, so this one is a bolded word. Just remember that. The next one, we've got an arrow that's pointing to a specific part of the shark's body and telling us that it's the snout. So what would this one be? Labeling. Very good. All right, and this is the last one, I think. Yes, this is the last one. So this one is just like a sentence that's describing the picture. So it says a pup is coming out of its egg case. So this one would be a caption, because captions describe pictures, okay? Okie doke. So what was the author's purpose in writing the text? So you've got three options. You have A, to give factual information about dolphins. Well, we didn't really learn much about dolphins in this one, right? No, not really. B, to give factual information about sharks. Well, yeah, we know this book was about sharks, so let's leave that one and come back to it. Or C, to give information about how to swim. Did they talk about how to swim? Not really. So it would have to be B, to give factual information about sharks, right? Yeah, exactly. All right, and this is the last thing that you'll do, is making connections. So you can tell me either about a time that maybe you've seen a shark at the aquarium or something like that, other things that you've learned about sharks from videos or other books that we've read, and you're just going to write that down, and then you'll send it to me on Class Dojo, okay? All right, now I'm going to give you your assignments for the day, since we're already kind of at our end mark now. So your assignments for the day are going to be your Class Kick assignment, obviously, which is already up. You're also going to be working on your CVC word boom cards that I have already assigned for you. And then your last thing you'll work on as far as reading and writing is finishing your research-based writing assignment about sharks versus dolphins, and whichever one you picked, okay? So that's going to be all for your reading for today. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.